Hey, this is Axel Muco. You're watching a 416 interview.
First thing that I want to ask you is when did you start creating music?
I started a while back. I like to say around seventh grade. It's been a journey from seventh grade all the way to now. I say through like school years because I can't really put a proper time on it. But from like grade seven, I dabbled in it, and then I just remember my friend was showing me this software that like some kid in the hood was using, and this guy sounded just like J. Cole, bro. Just like J. Cole, right? And yeah, man. I really liked what homie was doing, and I was like, yo, I want to dabble in this. And yeah, I started in seventh grade, and now I'm like what 25.
Seeing this kid like create music, is that what kind of like made you start creating music as well?
No, I've always loved music. I've always loved music. I've always been musically inclined. It was something that, to be honest, how it started was like there was these girls at my school, right? It always starts with girls, you know. And I had sang a song. I completely forget it. It was maybe some Justin Bieber, like a Chris Brown song, and it became like they heard me in the locker room, and then they were like, "Oh my God, can you do that again?" And I did it, and then they were like, it started with like two. And then it became like six girls, and then it became a lunchtime thing where all the girls want me to sing, and then I was just like, oh my God, this is dope. So, I had no riz, I had no riz. So I was like, shit, I could just use my voice. This is dope. So yeah. And also like I had inspirations. Like I listened to a lot of like different type of music. So growing up, I was exposed to a lot of James Brown and Michael Jackson, like a lot of Michaels. And Michael has been like my biggest like inspiration for a lot of shit. So um, yeah, so I was inspired a lot by Michael, and yeah, and that's how I really got into the music.
Axel Muco, am I saying it right?
Axel Mucho, yes.
Is that like your given name?
It's the given name my grandmother gave to me, yes.
Then let me ask you, why go with your given name instead of like creating like a rap or artist name like most people do?
Yeah, that's something I even ask myself, but growing up, I always heard, and this is funny, I always heard like I have an artist's name. Like it sound like it's so like perfect, like you know what I'm saying for an artist, and it's me. It's who I am. It represents me, and I get a lot of people, you wanna be different, change the name up, but it's me. It's so unique to who I am, and it explains who I am. Like my name is me. It's the power that there's a power in my name. And I just decided to go with that.
Moving on, let me ask you about your creative process then. How do you come to creating a song?
Uh, it really varies. Sometimes um, man, it really varies. Like I have different processes. Some processes I'm kind of like it depends how I'm feeling. There's two types of moods. There's a mood where I want to create, and that process is like as soon as I get in that studio, as soon as I get in my studio, I'm right away on beats, and I'm like, so my process is weird. I don't sit and write. It's me and the melody just dancing all night, basically. So I'm gonna like create a melody off the emotion that the beat is giving me, and then we're gonna ride together. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a dance. We're intertwining. And then there's different processes where I want to be meticulous with it, where I'm just really like, okay, I don't want to just do this type of song because you can get carried away with doing freestyles and demos. Um, you start. I call this the comfortable pocket, right? And in that pocket, you tend to kind of do the same melody, but because it works, you get what I'm saying? Like it just works for that song. But then there's some songs where you're like, you can use that same beat, but if you're being meticulous with it, you're really like, okay, you know what? Instead of doing it like this, I'm actually gonna do it. I want to pronounce the words better, and I know if I do this flow, I gotta say this type of way. But if I use this type of melody, I'm gonna be able to enunciate the words. The feeling is gonna pop off more. I don't know how to explain, but yeah.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but you did mention that you write. Do you not, do you like not freestyle?
I write, I freestyle actually. I do. I wouldn't say freestyle. I don't sit and write um, the traditional way. I'm more of a. It comes to the mind, and then I try to perfect it. If that makes sense. So let's say I'm not gonna go and freestyle about a song about lovemaking, and then because it sounds good, I'm gonna add how I ran up on the ops. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not the type of freestyle I do. You know what I'm saying? It's more like it's gonna fit the narrative of what I'm trying to build, the picture I'm trying to paint. And then there's a certain part of when you're recording. There's a part where everything starts clicking, and then it becomes like a smooth sailing. Because the first half, I don't know. Some people have them they do it different. I like to have that challenge where the first half of the song, I'm taking so long on just maybe the verse, not even the verse, maybe just the hook. And I'm telling you, it's like the first 30 seconds, and I spend an hour. The next 54 minutes, 35 minutes, I'm going through that song because once I've gone over that bridge, now it's a smooth sailing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
To the beats, how picky are you when it comes to choosing beats to?
I'm very picky when it comes to my beats. It's all about feel, though. Like, I like to be weird, but I'm also all about feel. So if the production, like the instrumental, is giving me a certain type of, and it could literally be like get a guitar strum, you know what I'm saying? But it's all about the feel, and also what type of pocket can I hit? Like some beats, I won't even go for the craziest beat if I know that beat is giving me enough. Um, if it's letting me be able to tell my story by using its story. You get what I'm saying? Because every beat has its own story. It has its own emotion, right? So now I got to tap in where we got to fit in together. You get what I'm saying? And I'm very unorthodox. So I don't usually go where if the beat is going one way, people go the same way the beat's going. I like to go like it's not against the wave, but like basically, yeah, against the wave of how it's going. So if you're gonna start at one, I might start at three. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's weird like that. Yeah.
In your Spotify bio, it says it's his style of unorthodox engineering that makes his music truly unique. You want to elaborate on that?
So what I was explaining by that is that so I'm an artist slash engineer, and I'm trying to make that a thing because I feel like I've gone to many different engineers and all this, and they can never really satisfy the mix the way I want it to. And when I do it for myself, I can always get it to like it's weird. I can do things that I know if I go unless I'm going to a super professional, um, and even then, I'm even iffy because I have certain ways I like to do my sound. And of course, I'm not saying I'm a pro, right? I'm not saying I would love to go sit with a professional mastering engineer and have them work on my stuff. But I think my sound became unique because of how I mix, right? And I learned to be unique through that. Because I'm so unorthodox. My mix is unorthodox. I do shit that are kind of like in the book it says one way. I'm just a guy that's kind of like, I mean, I guess, but this shit's not working. You know what I'm saying? And I still follow the book, but I also like to not follow exactly what it said and still find my comfort zone.
Do you think every artist should have like some sort of like engineering or like producing background?
Yeah, it's for your own good. It's literally for your own good. It's like going into a profession and not knowing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to at least know. You don't have to be the best at making beats, or the best at mixing. You want to at least know how to like record or how to like um if it's not production, because production, I feel like because I mix, I feel like production is so much more serious. Um, you can always get into like learning how to just record yourself. I'd advise every artist to learn how to record themselves so they can send it out to an engineer. You just saved yourself so much money. You know what I'm saying? You come to an engineer with just, hey, I just want my stuff mixed. I'll pay you the 200, 300, whatever to have my shit finalized. You know what I'm saying? And then You go to a mastering engineer, you go with whatever they're asking, you get that done, and now you just saved yourself like a good amount, you know. So I say to learn that. Um, at the same time, I don't want us to run out of work, for all my engineer brothers. But as an artist, I would say, go learn, and yeah, like it's for your own good. It's gonna help you
Is music a passion or career for you?
both. I live, breathe, eat music. So I'm like, if music had if there was somebody that embodies music, I feel like I embody it in my own way. And like anybody that knows me, you can't correlate me. If you've ever met me, there's no way you don't correlate music with me. And you don't even have to speak to me that long or get to know me. You just correlate music with me. It's like something I'm actually everywhere I've ever gone, or people can meet me for like an hour or something. It's like, oh yeah, that kid's a music kid. That kid is all music. And yeah, music to me, it's my passion. It's my life. It's my muse. It's my everything because music saved me at when music has just saved me many times, and it's just to me, it's like it's magic. Most people don't understand music, so they only listen. I hear it. If that makes sense, I'm not even trying to be corny, but that's how. Yeah, I'm infatuated with music. So
So how would you describe the music you create?
I think last time I was explaining to you, it's like an intergalactic space cowboy on a journey throughout like different dimensions, right? And all these dimensions are like, I'm creating them through like my music, you know what I'm saying? Like I find like I don't think my sound's the craziest, but I feel like I have such a uniqueness to my sound that it there's you may not love it, but you will respect it. I think the music itself is like good enough to a point where the right ears hear it and it's like things will change. You know what I'm saying? Things will change like but yeah, that's how I explain my music. It's like yeah, an intergalactic space cowboy just going on this journey throughout dimensions, and just all these different beautiful sounds and colors are just coming through, just enticing you and just showing you you learn who I am through the music, but you also learn what I want to be, who I can become, and really see it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I explain my music, really. And it's fire. Some good music, just to break it down. It's some good music. So I didn't want to go through the whole, have niggas going through spaces and shit. But yeah,
I remember last time talking about where you're from originally. You mentioned that you live in Vancouver, but you're not from like originally from there.
no, I'm not originally from BC because I'm actually from Edmonton. I'm born in East Africa, Burundi, Big B. You know what I'm saying? But basically, I'm from Edmonton. I moved in BC in 2019. I've been back and forth to BC, just hanging with friends, doing music, and then I eventually moved out here, and I've lived here since 2019. And my thing is, I actually fell in love with BC. I actually love British Columbia, but I do want to put on for BC, but I really, really want to put on for Edmonton. I think Edmonton is probably musically, like in the past 4, 3, 5 years, I think we've just been killing it. I don't think there's enough eyes on us, which bothers me a lot, but the talent there is so like it doesn't even make sense. It's like every day, every second day, there's like a young artist that just come in with actual good music. It's not even the music that like again, not downplaying any city or whatever, but to me, Edmonton is like the most talented city, and we haven't gotten the eyes yet. But once we do, it's all gonna make sense. Like it's all gonna make sense.
By the time this comes out, it's been a couple months. But you did a show in Toronto recently.
Mm.
Tell me about it. Like, was that your first show in the six?
No, it was my second. I had done a show prior, I think 2 years ago at the Smiling Buddha, and I don't know if
Okay.
you ever heard of that, the Smiling Buddha. It's probably
No.
I don't know. That was the place. That was the venue, but it was a lot of gun fingers, and weed smoke and grabba and a lot of gin and tonic being passed around. I didn't even know niggas still drink gin and tonic. I thought they disallowed that. But yeah, um, yeah, at the Smiling Buddha, there was a lot of Jamaican slang being thrown when you do something right, right? So it was also older, like the scene, like the people there were a bit older, and it was more hip hop, like um, uh, football jerseys and over large jeans with Timbs. Mind you, we are in the summer. So it was a lot of things all over the place. You know what I'm saying? You know, Letterman jackets. You just knew what was going on. But that was my first show there. I did what I did, and I killed it. But it was just it was different from this second time because now it was like my crowd. You know, like people that listen to my type of music, people that are like kind of like it's not boom bap hip hop. Benny the Butcher and all them guys, them Buffalo niggas. What's his name? West Side Gun. You know what I'm saying? It was like that the first show. You see, it was like that the first show. Tim's and a lot of, you know what I'm saying, like football jerseys. You know what I'm saying? But um the second show was like young people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also do like that type of sound, right? So it was such a different, like it was a completely different thing because I was like, wow, Toronto is such a serious scene that like hip hop has its own little scenes within the hip hop scene. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so sick, bro. Like that's actually so sick because I can go over here and listen to like, okay, do this type of music, cool, and then I can go do a show over there and do this type of music. And then I could go to R&B show, and it's like there's actual venues and things going on for that, and like that's what like Edmonton doesn't have, and like I feel like BC might have that. It just hasn't really uh become a thing where people are going to, or I wouldn't know where to go see things like that, but it was really dope seeing that and linking so many like dope artists and all young and like everybody's trying to network and shit. So it was really dope. It was really dope.
Talk to me about how you first linked up with like MTV Griff, the owner of like Dead Egos.
Oh man, it's crazy, bruh. It's crazy, bruh. He stole my grandma's minivan. Listen, man, you guys know him as MTV Griff. I know him as Gryffindor, right? He's something. He's something. I tell you something. He told me, hey, look, I'm just going down the street. I'll be back. Just let me borrow you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, look, this is my grandma's minivan. You gotta like, you gotta understand, it's my grandmother's minivan, right? I thought like me repeating it twice, it was gonna stick with him. It didn't. It didn't. I misjudged. Um, it didn't stick with him. He disappeared for 48 hours. He came back with two cats. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Now, how I met Griffin was fuck. Damn. I just remember him DMing me one time, and he was very consistent on like, hey, I think you're dope. We should work. Da da da. Da. And at the time, I was working with different other people. And one day, I guess I had a studio, and I was like, hey, come through, link up with all the guys. It'd be dope if you came through. And he comes through, and right off the bat, like bro, he was just like my type of people. And he's such a dope kid. Like he's such a funny, like dope guy. Like he's just genuine, you know. And I could sense that from him from time. And the thing is, at the time, Griffin hadn't, like, to me the videos at the time weren't the craziest, but he has such a vibe and like a character about him that you're like, bro, I just want to fuck with this guy, bro. I don't know what it is, but I just want to fuck with this dude. And over time, we kicked it for a few times for like 4 or 5 months before we, like 6 months, I mean, or like a minute before we actually shot our video, and then we shot Nostalgia, and yeah, the rest is history, man. He opened a lot of doors for me when it comes to like linking with other people, really dope artists, really dope videographers, and I was at a time where I was looking for a videographer that I could really work with and build with because I was worried like fuck, I'm gonna have to go from zero again. And this kid just, like a blessing in a nigga's life, it came through. And Now, bro, now he's dead Eagles. Like I remember when he didn't even know his own name, and like, man, it's crazy watching this, man.
Any new advice for artists just hopping in?
I think I've said it earlier, but emphasis on like really believing in yourself. Obviously, not believing in yourself to a fault, but really understanding that you are able to be the greatest version of you, not only like as a person, but even in music. It's all about belief, right? It's all about belief. And I'm, it's a what is it? It's two-edged sword or whatever. Like, I'm saying this at the same time, not fully following what I'm preaching, but it's more I'm saying this because I need to hear it and I want other people to hear it. Like, you need to have that confidence in yourself and make that best music. Like, if you're not putting your okay, I don't drop music, so this is gonna sound like the worst advice, but I want to go drop my music, right? I personally have this issue where I want to perfect my stuff, and if I don't feel it like it's perfected, then I don't drop it, and that's a problem, right? Because it's me against myself, right? But there's people who I know need to hear this and need to be told, like, yo, you are great. You just have to believe in yourself and don't let things happen in life. Things do happen in life, but don't forget your dream. Like, don't forget what you're grinding for. Don't give up. Don't give up. No matter what it is, don't give up. Don't give up. Because once you give up, and this sounds like corny, but once you give up, there's that 13-year-old, 14-year-old you that probably put in all this work, right? Wanting to achieve whatever, and here you are at a certain whatever age. You could be 20, you could be 21, da, 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 and you just stop because all this and this. Oh, my pussy hurt. All this, like, brother, you grinded this whole time just for you to stop. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, and know that you're great. You're great. And yo, this is corny, but your time is gonna come when you put in that work and you just keep grinding, you keep your head down. Your time is gonna come. Your time is gonna come.
Any new projects people should look out for?
I think last time we talked, I had a single I was about to drop. That that didn't go as planned because I ended up I'm struggling as an artist right now because I'm having this crisis where I have the music, I really do, but I'm so like I I want to drop something that just not propels me into a different stratosphere, which I really wish, but I want to be boxed as in my own category, and I just want to have the obviously not the perfect song, but just the right song that I can just show people, hey, this is where I'm going, and this is how it's gonna sound, and it's gonna sound good. And I know I have that because I have some demos that I've done that I'm like, wow, 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 but this next single, it's gonna be before Christmas, 100%. Before Christmas, because I always drop around that time. It's my favorite time to drop music. Before Christmas, December, I'm gonna have a lot of Lucy going around, but the big single will be coming around the 20th. So the 20th of December, I'm gonna have a great single, and I also what I'm working on right now are Christmas songs. So I didn't really want to announce that yet, but what I'm really working right now is the actual Christmas song, but it's not the Christmas song that everybody thinks. It's not that type of stuff. It's actual like we're trying to do something different.